Hello and welcome to week 5. This week we're going to get off of the nutrition aspect of things and start talking about the physical aspect of things. And we're going to talk about how important exercise is exactly, because we were made for movement. As I just mentioned, we're done covering the nutrition, and we're going to move forward on to discussing how to make your body healthier. Before we move forward, just a reminder, what is healthy nutrition? It is food without chemicals and preservatives and is as close to the source as possible. If you can pick the apple directly from the tree, that's great. So, following our theme of we are made to move, let's move on, let's get to it. We were designed to move. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. How many muscles are there in the human body? Just take a guess. And how many joints are there in the human body? Write down your answers before you go on to the next slide and see how close you are. There are 650 muscles in the human body. There are 34 muscles in just one of your hands. And how many joints are there in the human body? There are 360 joints in the human body. And 14 of those joints are found in just one of your hands. So knowing that you are made with all those muscles and joints, does it really seem like we were made to sit in front of a video game or screens all day long? Absolutely not. We are made to move. See? We were made to move. I know I've said that a couple of times already, and I will say it again and again and again throughout this lecture. I need to really drive this point home because video games seem to be, and my daughter is just as guilty, seem to be the thing, to sit in front of a video game for hours on end because they're very interactive with other people now. But we were made to move. Now, of all those muscles in the body, of all 650 muscles, which muscle is the hardest working muscle and the most important muscle? Take just a second, pause it, think about it, and write down your answer. The most important and the hardest working muscle in your body is your heart. The heart is always pumping, and it is pumping a lot of blood, and your heart is made of muscle tissue. So your entire heart is muscle. And if you clench your fist together, that is how big your heart is. It's a lot smaller than you thought, isn't it? And it works really hard all day, all night, every day, every night. Your heart pumps the equivalent of 2,000 gallons of blood every day. That is 3,785 2-liter bottles of soda. That's how much the equivalent of blood that your body pumps every day. And your heart works that hard without you even knowing it. Well, you're alive, so I guess you have to know it's working, right? Your heart is not only the hardest working muscle in your body, it is the only muscle in the body that can kill you if it stops working. It is the most important muscle in your body for that very reason. Now, because your heart pumps blood to the entire body, it literally keeps all your other organs and tissues alive. Blood carries nutrients and oxygen to your entire body. And it also carries waste from your cells out of your body. Each one of your cells in your body produces a waste product. And it is your blood's job to rid your body of this cellular waste. If your heart didn't do its job properly, nutrients and oxygen wouldn't get to your body and waste products wouldn't leave your body. So if you look at this picture here on the right, the red veins and arteries are carrying oxygen-rich blood throughout your entire body. The blue arteries and veins carry the oxygen-deprived blood back through your lungs, where it picks up more oxygen, and through your heart. The blue lines in the picture, the oxygen-deprived blood, your body doesn't get rid of that. It re-oxygenates it in your lungs. So what can you do about keeping the most important and hardest working muscle in your body healthy? How do we make sure that the muscle of the heart is in good shape, and how do we make it stronger? We do this through cardiorespiratory exercise. This is any exercise that elevates your heart rate and gets your blood flowing. Cardiorespiratory exercise is a form of exercise that makes the heart beat faster and increases your respiration or your breathing for extended periods of time. Things like running, swimming, dancing, most sports, rollerblading, anything you like to do that gets you out in the fresh air or gets you breathing harder and makes your heart beat faster and harder. Doing cardiorespiratory exercises for a minimum of 30 minutes every day, 5 minutes warming up, 20 minutes keeping your heart rate consistently elevated, and 5 minutes to cool down and lower your heart rate, strengthens your heart muscle and increases your respiratory endurance. Respiratory endurance means that you can do the exercise for longer periods of time without getting out of breath or winded. We are made to move. See? There, I said it again. Not only does the heart require attention, the other 649 muscles in the body need to be maintained as well. Let's face it, we're all high-maintenance individuals. It's the muscles in our bodies that give us our strength and our shape. Muscles are what keep our metabolism fired up, too. Now, what is your metabolism? Metabolism, the official scientific definition, is the chemical processes that occur within a living organism in order to maintain life. For the purposes of our discussion, I will define it in simpler terms. It's the body's ability to burn calories. The younger you are, the more efficient your metabolism and the faster you burn calories. As you grow older, your metabolism slows down and it becomes a little more and more difficult to burn calories, and you just simply cannot burn them at the rate that you did when you were younger. So enjoy what you have now because you have a young person's metabolism and you don't need to work as hard to burn those calories. Some of the benefits of building muscle in your body is, one of them is strength. The more muscle you have, the stronger you will be. You do not have to look like this picture in order to be strong, although if you do, fantastic for you. If this type of muscle building is your goal, that's great. If you just want to tone your muscles, that's fantastic too. Strength comes from the inside as well as the outside. Another benefit of building muscle is stability. A strong core or abdominal muscles, your stomach muscles, it increases your balance and also helps to support your back. Your stomach muscles support your back. That's very important to know and very important to remember. Another benefit of building muscle is it also creates strong bones. Muscle is attached to bones, which is why it's called skeletal muscle tissue. When you work the muscles, they are actually pulling and pushing on your bones, which causes the bones to strengthen and grow. So in order to keep your bones strong throughout your life, it's important to strain those muscles and lift weights and keep your muscles in good working condition. Another benefit for building muscle is muscles burn calories more efficiently. Muscle requires more calories to maintain because muscle burns more calories than fat does. The more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns and the faster it burns them. Fat, if you look at this picture, this is 5 pounds of fat versus 5 pounds of muscle. Look at the difference in the size. The 5 pounds of fat burns 20 calories a day. 1 pound of fat burns 5 calories. 5 pounds of muscle burns 250 calories a day. And that's without you doing anything. It just burns it. 1 pound of muscle burns 50 calories. That's 5 times more than what fat burns. So let's take a little time and talk about what happens to your body when you don't get enough exercise. Lack of exercise has more of an effect on you than you realize. What's more important are the changes that happen on the inside of your body when you don't get enough exercise. Look at these two pictures. These two pictures are the same guy. Even just 2 weeks of no activity, 2 weeks of sitting around doing nothing can have an incredible effect, adverse effect on your body. 2 weeks of being sedentary just means basically lazy. It actually increases your risk of heart disease and diseases like diabetes. You will gain weight and you will lose muscle mass in just 2 weeks' time. The longer you remain inactive, like sitting in front of video games or laying in bed staring at your phone, the more difficulty you will have making your way back to being in shape. When your inactivity becomes your lifestyle, you are well on your way to a much shorter life and a much earlier death. Always remember this. It takes 3 weeks to form a habit. A habit becomes a routine, and a routine becomes a lifestyle. So make sure you pay very close attention to what your habits are so that you will be able to form and develop a healthy lifestyle. So what are some of the things that happen if you have an inactive or what they call a sedentary lifestyle? Your body burns fewer calories, and you lose strength and endurance. Your bones will get weaker, and your metabolism slows way down. And what is your metabolism again? It is your body's ability to burn calories, or the rate at which it burns calories. Your immune system becomes weaker and less effective, so your body will have a harder time fighting off the cold or the flu or other diseases. You'll end up with very poor circulation, which means that your heart won't be able to pump the blood through your body like it should, and you will have more inflammation in your body. And your hormones will go completely out of whack if you have and maintain a sedentary or inactive lifestyle. So why does all this happen? Why does your body go through all that when you have a sedentary lifestyle? For basically the same reason your body hangs on to all the water when it thinks you're dehydrating. Your body goes into self-sustaining mode. It starts to slow down because you're not moving. Once you start moving again, all of those things will change for the better. Not only does inactivity cause the things that I listed on the previous slides, like slowing your metabolism down and bad circulation, but it can also cause damage. Inactivity has many medical effects. The number one issue is obesity. It can cause high blood pressure, heart disease, high cholesterol, stroke, type 2 diabetes, certain types of cancers, especially colon cancer, breast cancer, or uterine cancer. Can cause osteoporosis, which I did talk about. It weakens your bones, but osteoporosis is very weak and brittle bones. So if you do have osteoporosis and say you trip and fall, your bones can shatter. Not just break, but shatter. It can also cause depression or anxiety, or both. So you get the picture, right? The more you sit around doing nothing, the more unhealthy and at risk you will be. So we've discussed the ill effects of inactivity. So now let's discuss the benefits that exercise gives you. I'm sure you could figure out what the benefits are without me telling you, but just in case you don't know, I'm going to tell you anyway. You will feel happier because exercise releases endorphins, which give you what's called a euphoric feeling or a happy feeling. Exercise eases depression and anxiety. It will give you increased energy for the rest of the day, and you will lose weight. Your risk of chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes and heart disease is incredibly reduced. Your brain health and memory improve. Your circulation improves, which means that your body will be getting nutrients and oxygen to the entire body in a much faster and more effective way. You will have increased stamina and lung capacity, which means you can exercise or move longer without getting out of breath or tired or weak feeling. You will sleep better. Exercise reduces some forms of pain because it releases the endorphins. Your social life will improve because a lot of exercises take place with other people. So now, there are so many different kinds of exercise, and when you hear the word exercise, what do you think of? Most people think of running or lifting weights, and most people think of elite athletes or muscle-bound people lifting weights in the gym, or Olympic athletes. There are so very many other ways to get your exercise. Just take a look at these pictures. These are all different forms of exercise, and a lot of them are a lot of fun. So the bottom line is this: we are made to move. The fact that not moving is detrimental to your health and body, and moving only does good things for your health and body, is evidence enough to prove that fact. You are made to move. That's enough for today. Today's How It's Made video isn't actually a How It's Made video. It is a video from the National Geographic called The Secret Formula of Coca-Cola. This video shows what goes into Coke. Not all of it, because there are very few people on this planet who know everything that goes into Coke's secret formula. But it'll give you the basics, and I'm sure you'll find it